Hello and welcome. This video is about the blacksmith in your camp. And what I'm going to do is go through all of the options. This is going to be a very long video. So if you see in the description field for this video will be timestamps if there's a particular section you want to see. But for now, let us go ahead and get started. Here we go. So we'll go ahead and start with the info button. Just tap on that and it just generally shows you about your blacksmith shop and the maximum number of crafting spots, current number of workers, and that you can repeat the task. So just overview of information, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next section, which is the basic craft. So let's go ahead and dive into that. Now, basic craft is when you're starting out the game and you're not able to get the gear that you're looking for. You can come here. You have your guys get resources and you can get green, blue, purple, and yellow. And yellow is the highest tier gear that you can get from this section of blacksmith. So you kind of want to shoot for it, but if you're like, I just don't have enough, then you can go for whatever you can do. But it covers everything you would want when you're starting out the game. And here's the materials: copper, iron ore, and tin ore that are used. So this is a section you would use when you're first starting out. So moving on to the next one is forge gear, and this one we're going to spend a lot of time in. So here we go. There is a huge interface to get to know, so I'll do my best to explain it. But we'll start here under gear. After you have yellow, then it goes up to red and pink. But this section for weapon base is when you want to create an object or a chest that produces a red sub-weapon or main weapon. That's what this is for. Taking a red or pink sub-weapon or main weapon and turning it into a chest you can give to anyone to receive something that they can equip. However, when you craft something now, it becomes a universal sub-weapon and main weapon, and it's transferable to everyone. So this section kind of becomes obsolete. But if in that rare instance where you just want to turn it into a chest that can be opened by new characters, here's the section you would come. It doesn't cost anything. You're just taking a item and turning it into a chest that can be used. And below that, the main weapon, sub-weapon, helmet, armor, gloves, and shoes are all the same style. You upgrade from your yellow to orange. You do need 3 when you are going for orange, 3 of the same thing. And then you need to have the magical residue along with it. And then you can craft and make your new upgraded weapons and armor. Now you get the residue from the Black Spirit. You go into dark energy here, and if you feed him some armors that you're not using anymore, he will produce the materials that you need. If it's accessories, he'll produce the material you need to craft accessories. So armor for armor and accessories for accessories when it comes to the material. So let's go ahead and get back. And this is the orange weapons and gear that you would need to keep going up. Now when it comes to Jin, you would need 3 of the ultimate items. So for the Archmage Ultimate Liverdo Staff, I'd need 3 of those to make 1 Jin. It's not like what it was below where you just have 3 of those things and it will make it. It's different. The Dandelion Staff is a.k.a. fragments, and the difference between that and the one above is crit chance and attack speed give you a percentage, and they're flipped. So you'll see crit chance and attack speed 4%, 2%. The other one, it's the opposite. So you need a.k.a. fragments, and you can get this if you tap on acquisition. And these are the different locations where you get a.k.a. fragments. Now, Gervais is a lady that makes an appearance every now and then. You do need to keep an eye out for her, but when she shows up, you can go and get this material from her. As far as Orwin's shop, he is in every town, so just keep an eye out for him. Go visit him every day, and you will accrue a.k.a. fragments. And when it comes to crafting your pink items, you do need your red item that you've been using, and a.k.a. fragments. It'll probably ask you to strip down all the enchantments and stuff that you have on it and remove your crystals that are in it. But once that's done, then you'll be able to change it over to a pink. But just know that there's no difference in CP between the Zarka and the Dandelion. It's just the stats that are inside that are flipped, just like what you've seen below with the red as well. So let's go ahead and move on to the Chaos. So for a Chaos Staff, you do need to upgrade your pink to level 5. That's a pen. And then you'll need a Chaos Jewel. And here is where you can acquire it, in these locations. And you can craft it using Chaos Cores. So let's go ahead and show you. It's on the Material tab. And then Crystal, and all the way at the bottom, you tap on that. And you need 100 Chaos Cores to make one Chaos Jewel. So let's keep going and go back. For the Chaos Staff, you also need Dimensional Fragments. And here is where you can acquire that. Gervais, Dark Energy, Trials of a Tour, and Co-op Rush with Off and Tet. So these are the things that you need, and it's all the same all the way down. From main weapon, sub-weapon, helmet, armor, gloves, and shoes. You'll notice that the style is the same, but just keep in mind, you may be asked to remove some stuff. So let's go ahead and move on to accessories. So the first thing I want you to see is that the first two accessories are specialty items. The Ring of Vehemence and the Ring of Frenzy. That you acquire those by doing certain things to get the materials. The rest of it, from the Chaos Ring all the way down, is obtainable things for you to get. Not a problem, but it does take some work to be able to get it. So let's go over what the two specialty rings do, and then we'll continue down to show you the rest of the stuff. So in order to get this ring, you first need to build a Chaos Ring, a regular one, and then you need to get... yeah, that's where you put it. And then you need to get a Shattered Ring of Vehemence. That is a piece of it. You can get it in Twisted Nightmare 4. And you do need 20 Chaos Jewels. Before we move on, I do want to tell you what the Ring of Vehemence does for you. It gives you a crit chance of 3%, maximum hit points of 800, plus 800, attack speed of 2.5%, and it has a 3% chance on hit to summon Uraka Spectre to deal 800 fixed damage up to 7 times. So this is a really nice, I'd say, toy to acquire and have as like a trophy of accomplishment. I imagine it's pretty tough to get, but when you have it, oh wow, is it going to be a really good collection for you. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one, the Ring of Frenzy. And this ring also takes a Chaos Ring, and it takes a Shattered Ring of Frenzy that can be acquired in Chaos Rift 3 or above. And it also takes 10 Chaos Jewels. So for the Ring of Frenzy, it has 3% crit chance, maximum hit point increase of plus 800, attack speed of plus 2.5%, and this one is a 3% chance on hit to summon Muskin Spectre to deal 1,200 fixed damage. So definitely a ring to have as well. So let's go ahead and move on to the Chaos Ring and below. So for the Chaos Ring, it takes plus 5 Caphras Ring, so you level up your pink ring to plus 5. It takes 2 Chaos Jewels and 10 Akrud, and this is where you get the Akrud over in Hadum East, Valencia, or after Black Sun, Great Desert. Twisted Nightmare, Co-op Rush, Offentet, World Boss Ahab's Griffin, Chaos Rift 2 or higher, and then there's Reclaim, and that's when your guild owns a castle or a tier 3 node. So let's go ahead and move on to the next accessory here. Now, I did speak too quickly when I said the 2 special rings are the only thing to go for here. I was wrong. There is also a Necklace of the Tycoon, and let's go ahead and show you what's involved with that. Now, the Necklace of the Tycoon, it needs 1 Chaos Necklace that you craft, and the Brooch of the Tycoon is something that you get when you achieve first place in Merchant Guild Delivery, and that's with Patrigio, and it does take a lot of strategy and a lot of work to get first place in it, as you can see from the still image here. So there is guides on how to do that, but we're just not going to cover it for this part of the blacksmith. And the rest of that was 10 Chaos Jewels. So let's go ahead and show you the rest of the accessories below. And they all are pretty much the same. They all require you to level up your accessory up to plus 5. And they all take 10 Akrud. But the Chaos Jewel is the only thing that is different. So for the necklace, it is 5 Chaos Jewels. And then the earrings are 3. And the belt is 4. And the bracelet is 2. So let's go ahead and move on to the Abyssal Primal Accessory. And for this section, I'm definitely just going to be very straightforward with you, and that is at the very bottom, those accessories that start with the Emperor's Ring and below, those are things that are acquired when your guild has a castle and they're getting the materials needed to craft these things. It's not really something that is easily achieved by everyone unless you're in a high ranking guild that has access to those things. So, but for the rest of us, we shoot for the red Ultimate Giant's Ring and above. And this ring takes about 15 regular orange Giant's Rings to combine together to get you your red. So I'm going to show you an idea of where you can get orange items, and let's go ahead and cut to that. If you are in the area of northeast Camisylvia and you're able to farm in this area, it will take some time to get there, but if you are, then you can get these things called a Camisylvia loot chest, and you're looking for this item right here highlighted in red, which is a mystical black tier accessory chest. So let's show you what it looks like when one of these is opened. So here it is right here in my inventory, and by the way, you will get these very commonly. So let's see what we get from it. And it is a orange necklace. Very nice, black tier necklace. So that's what I'm trying to say is hang in there, and as you level up and go to different areas, you will be getting red accessories through all your efforts combining oranges. And then once you get your set and you're ready for pink, that's a whole different ball game. Here you need Caphras secret book pages and Lapis Lazuli, and we need to show you how you get that. So acquiring this is farming in Hadum, and you would get it occasionally. You can go to the Black Spirit and do dark energy and melt down gear and get it as well. You can craft it. Let's show you on the materials tab where you can get that. There is also Merchant Guild Delivery, which would be in the treasure chest from Patrigio, and Trials of a Tour. So all of these ways you can get lapis lazuli, as well as the Khafre's secret book pages. So there you go. So there is another way to get Khafre's secret book pages and the lapis lazuli, and that is when you have enough CP, you come over here and start Chaos Rifts. And they're in East Valencia, or it starts in East Valencia. So once you're in there, you want to look at Pilaku Extraction, and the glowy area is what you're going into. So can't really get there unless you have the requirements, and I want to show you that. So once you're over here and you're at this location, which is Pilaku Execution Room Entrance, you're going to work with this guy inside. He's the Rift Wanderer. So once you're in, there he is. You approach him. You're going to need to craft 2 items to make 1 object that you're going to need. So if I bring this up, when I tap enter, it says you need an undefeated shield to protect you. And there's 2 items that you need to get an undefeated shield, and it is the Harmony Scroll and the Guardian's Orb. And once you're in, you can get all of these wonderful things. It's not guaranteed you're going to get everything on this list, but it's what can drop. And of course, you're here for the secret book pages and the lapis lazuli chest. And I believe the longest you can be in here is 5 hours. And you honestly, once you're in, you don't want to stop. You want to just let it go. And 29k CP is the requirement. So let's go ahead and move back. Here we go. So returning back to Magic Mystical Accessory, and what we see is these things right here are once again things you get when you're in a guild with a castle and you do banquet. You get the golden fragments, and you're able to get these accessories that are orange. But honestly, this stuff down here is worth your while if you're starting out. For 1 magical essence, you can get green accessories, and so on and so forth. It's really very inexpensive, like 5 for blue, 40 for purple, and yellow was 900. 900's a bit steep, but if you work at it, you can get a unique accessory. You get it through Dark Energy, but the Alchemy Lab, you need a maxed out camp to have that option, and if you're just starting out, that's gonna be tough. Now moving on to the Others tab, we are messing with the Alchemy Stones now, and I'm gonna generalize this one. If you start out, you have an orange here, and there's 2 to choose from, but what you'll notice is you're paying 60,000 Alchemy Stone fragments for it, when you can honestly get any of these reds for the same thing, which is a better upgrade. But the one that everyone has and what you want is this one. We call it the sushi because it looks like a sushi, and it definitely increases your CP, and that's the reason why we have it. Now the pink ones, you already have seen how to get Khafre's secret book pages and lapis lazuli, but it is this right here. When you have the one that you want to turn into a pink, you need to upgrade it. And what I want to do is show you what you do to upgrade your stone to look from the right to look like what it is on the left. So let me go ahead and cut to that video. Here we go. Okay, we're in my camp at the Alchemy Lab, and let's go ahead and move back over there and show you all the options. Now there will be a detailed video about the Alchemy Lab, but for now we just want to show you how this works. We're going to be doing Alchemy Stone. So here, craft and synthesis is how you get the Alchemy Stone you want. You craft it and synthesize to get it. Amplify is what we're going to do. And Awaken Alchemy Stone is the end result. The border that's around the Alchemy Stone is what we want. An enhanced Alchemy Stone is what you do to make what you have much stronger. So these are the sushis I was talking about, the health that's there, and then this is the one we're going to work with, Destructive Enhanced Stone. So we'll do this one right here, and you can see that Caphras Dust is needed. I do have a lot I saved for it. So I want to show you this little window here. You tap on the magnifying glass to give you an idea of what it looks like when you get it all the way up to level 30. And you have to have it at level 30 or plus 30 to move on and upgrade it. So this is what you get, plus 3 amplify of all your gear. So it gives all your gear 3 more levels. And you tap and hold on Caphras Dust, and you're looking at where we just were with the magnifying glass. It's going all the way up to plus 30. And this is how much it cost, 15.7 million silver. So this is not for the faint of heart. You kind of need to be at a point where you can get this stuff not a problem. So we'll go ahead and craft this, and congratulations, you now have a plus 30 enhanced sushi or stone, alchemy stone, and now you're ready to do what we were saying previously. Awaken it so it has the border around it and increases in CP. So as it shows, it only works with plus 30 amplified alchemy stones, and there it is. And it costs more Caphras Dust, 30,000 more, but you will be able to start your path of upgrading it from there as well. So we'll just tap on Awaken and finish it up. We'll skip the cutscene too. If you want to see it, that's fine, but nah, we'll just keep it short and sweet. And you'll see the CP increase each time we are upgrading it, which is great. So we'll confirm, and that is it. I mean, we're going to show you what it's like to enhance the Alchemy Stone. And, oh, let me just do this real quick. Sorry. There we go. So let's go ahead and show you what it looks like. So we'll go back over here. Oh, sorry. No. We're in the pink section. And I want to just show you. That's right. I wanted you to see what it's like to craft once you had what you needed. And what we needed was right here. But I wanted to show you that when it comes to sushi, you kind of want the one at the top. For purposes of, myself, PvP stuff, amplified gear, and the critical hit damage. That is of use to me. See, I have it and it's upgrading, but it's your call. You can do this one as well, which is more health, more HP, amplified gear, and PvP stuff. Or the one that we're working with, which is it focuses on the black spirit damage. So if you have a really awesome black spirit damage thing going on, then that might be for you. But we do need the Caphras secret book pages and the lapis lazuli. So let me go ahead to my storage and pull that out so we can show you what it looks like when you craft one. And of course, you do want it crafted so you can upgrade it and amplify it. So there it is. It's 30 of those pages in lazuli, and confirm. And more CP added onto this. I mean, I have the luxury of having these materials, but for some people it's not so easy to upgrade it. Like this, you just have to work at it and save and plan for it. And there it is. And you can see what we just did versus my upgraded one, which is at was that level 3 out of 10. So that's what you want to go for. And then if we go back to her and say we wanted to upgrade it to from plus 30 to level 1. Oh, and I'm having a little bit of trouble getting the interface back. So let me see if I can walk around and trigger it again. There we go. Back to Alchemy Stone, and the last one, Enhance Alchemy Stone. So now we have it right there, And after plus 30, it's a regular one, and it's going from Roman numeral 1 all the way up to 10, and it only takes other sushi as material now. So that is the heads up when it comes to the Alchemy Stones. And now let's move on to relics. So here we go. And when it comes to relics, you are looking at the end result, which is the pink ones. The ancient relic remnant is what's needed to make one of these 4 relics below. But what I want to do is show you that you need these materials to make it. But before I show you how to get the ancient relic of Owl to look like that, let us show you how you get to this point. So let me cue that up. Here we go. More than likely, as you're playing the game, you're going to come across these first, which is the orange relics. And each orange relic has a focus to it, which is like Relic of La Breve. You have a Relic of La Breve Strength. The other one was Armor. And each one is focused on a section of your branch damage. Now, if you're wondering what the heck is branch damage, I will cover that right after this. But just know that you can also combine them and make them like a +1 or +2, as you see, and it increases the CP. And these slots down here are for glyphs. Now, I will cover the details of all this for this, which is the ancient relic altar. I'll cover how all that goes, but for now, just wanted to give you a brief overview of what you'll get first and leading up to the pink relics we're dealing with. Now, as you advance in the game, you will go from orange relics to red ones. And this is examples of red relics, which is, here it is, ancient relic of La Breve, and the CP difference and its focus. Now, you're getting closer. For a pink relic, you do need a red one, but you need to awaken it. And we're going to show you what that is like. But I wanted you to see that there is orange, then red, and then pink. So in the craft menu, we're getting up to that and leading up to that, so you know what you need to craft the pink relics. So let's go ahead and move on to awakening one. So all you have to do is tap on one of these and select relic, and awaken relic is what we want. There is a section of glyph imbuement. I will cover that when I do the relic altar update, but just know that you can't add glyphs unless you awaken your relic. And so we're going to choose one and go ahead and do it. It costs 120 million, so be aware of that. And now that it is awakened, we are one step closer to making a pink relic. And this is just the glyph imbuement, so let's go ahead and go out. And now you can see it looks just like what we need, and we can go back to the craft menu. So now you know how to awaken a red relic and be ready for a pink relic. And we will move on to where you get magical essence and the ancient relic remnant. But as promised, I'd like to show you what the branch damages are and where you can find it and why it's important to you. So let's go ahead and take a quick break and show you that. Here we go. So during gameplay, you bring up the menu and you go to Black Spirit, and on the left side you would tap on Equip Fuse Lightstone, and then tap on this area in the top left corner. It says Branch Info, and this is where you can see why you should choose the relics you should, because they connect to the spells or skills that you are using. So as you can see, one for Owl does increased skill damage, Surette is extra targets and HP recovery, La Brave is increased skill crit chance, and a Hib is chance for extra damage. So now that you know all about why you would do that, let us move on to creating a pink relic. And we're back. So now that you know about branch damage, let us tackle the issue of magical essence. And here is where you can get it, is Dark Energy or Alchemy Lab, but you need a maxed out Alchemy Lab, so let's do Dark Energy. And you do need red accessories to get it. So when you get a red accessory and you tap on it, this is where you see it below go to add-on shop. There it is right there, and you would just click on or tap on absorb energy and you would get the magical essence you need. So let us go ahead and go back and show you how to get the remaining piece for the pink relic. And we'll just tap up here to exit out and go back to our craft section. And there we go. And we will tap on others and relic. And so now we have talked about magical essence. You know about the ancient relic of Al and how you upgrade it. So yes, we already know what to do to get the magical essence. So let's turn our attention now to the ancient relic remnant and what we can do to get this. So let's go ahead and we'll tap on the actual item over here on the left hand side. So let's go ahead and go there. And you already know about magical essence and how to get it. So now we can finish up and talk about the ancient relic remnant fragment and how to get this. So normally you would go to your world boss section and you look for ancient Totem. So there's the acquisition for it. See, world boss ancient Totem. And you can find him if you haven't unlocked your a.k.a. You find him here in the world boss status board, but when you unlock the a.k.a. rift, so I'm gonna show you, there it is right there, a.k.a.'s rift, he'll be one of the ones you can select all the way towards the right hand side. See, ancient Totem. So either way that you can get at this boss and fight him is how you're gonna get the fragments that you need to finish up and craft your pink relic. So let's go ahead and head back now and finish this up. Hopefully your head is not spinning with all this information and how to craft a pink relic, but we are back now, and now you know how to get the final piece to get an ancient relic remnant crafted and created. And once you do, then you come and choose one of these four that you are focusing on, and you'll be able to finally craft your pink relic. Now once again, imbuing glyphs into it is a section for the building itself. I'm not going to cover it right here because we're just focusing on what you see for the blacksmith. So let us start now. Chaos emblems. Here we go. Okay, for the chaos emblem you need this thing called Emblem of Glory. It's a pink emblem of glory, but first let us talk about the chaos jewel and how you can get it. So if you go up here to acquisition, you will see that it is Hadum South Valencia or after in the storyline. You can get it from Twisted Nightmare or Chaos Rift. But there's also another way you can get it, and that is crafting it with Chaos Cores. So when you get Chaos Cores, you come over here to Material, and then Crystal, and then all the way at the bottom for Chaos Jewel, and you'll see that you need 100 Chaos Cores to craft one Chaos Jewel. So once you get that done, you can come back here to the Chaos Emblem and you'll have your one Chaos Jewel that you need. Now let's talk about how to get a pink Emblem of Glory. So first things first is let's go out and show you where you need to go, the event, the thing you need to do to get a chance at getting a pink Emblem of Glory. You come here and go to Glory. It is Path of Glory, to be more precise. So when you're here, you would normally go to Path of Glory, and I kind of like to do Rift 16, but it's your choice. Whichever one you want to do, you have a shot at getting this, the pink Emblem of Glory, as a reward when you do it. Now there is another way, and that is you can do all these to accrue enough points to get into 2's nest. So when you have 20, you more than likely will get this right off the start, which is a red Emblem of Glory. And eventually you'll get a pink Emblem of Glory is what you need. So you kind of want to build up to doing 2's nest a lot. And then once you get your pink, then you come back here to the craft menu and go back to others and Chaos Emblem. And now you have both components you need to craft a Chaos Emblem. It does take a while, so don't expect to get this on day one. Now, I want you to know that down here is if you fail at crafting a Chaos Emblem, do not worry, you won't lose your pink Emblem of Glory, but what will happen is you'll create this, a Faded Glory piece. So ultimately, if you fail 7 times, don't worry, you win. You have 7 Faded Glory and your pink, and you're gonna get your Chaos anyway. So this is what you need to do to get a Chaos Emblem from the Blacksmith. And what we're gonna do now is move on to talk about totems. Here we go. When it comes to totems, we need to go all the way back to the start, and that is from gameplay. You tap on this called Open Requirement, and you need to progress through the main storyline to defeat a certain world boss. So let us find it. It is blue. There it is. Colossal Pharid. When you get to this point and you beat this boss, then you unlock the ability to work with totems. And there it is right there. So now that you've progressed to this point in the storyline, the main storyline, and you've unlocked him, I want to show you something on the main map. And once again, that is South Medea. So let's go ahead and pull up the map and come over here to South Medea. And you will see that when you are fighting creatures, there are just regular items that you would get as drops. Even if I came over here, there's a lot of skill books and all sorts of stuff. But this is not really what I'm getting at. It is after South Medea and after you beat this boss and you get into West Valencia. This is when you truly start to get your totem. So let's go ahead to the lowest one and scroll up, and there it is as a drop when farming. Tap on it, it's called Totem Chest. So this is what I wanted to explain, and this is how you move on to getting a totem. You would get this Totem Chest, and of course it says there you need to beat the boss Pharid. So let's go to our inventory and show you what you can do with this Totem Chest. Here it is. So from here you can choose either a Rift Totem or a Crystallized Totem. So once again, a Rift Totem is the actual totem that you want to increase your CP. This is your orange, and this is what you start out with. The Crystallized Totem is the material that you use to upgrade your Rift Totem to +1, +2, and so on. So as you can see, when you get your totem, it's a 40 CP increase right off the bat. And second wind condition is just, if I don't recall exactly what that does at this moment, but talking totems, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna craft one for you so you can see what the process is like. So let me go ahead and create one Rift Totem, or excuse me, yeah, one Rift Totem, so we can have it. And then I'll go to the suitcase and I will use the remainder as material. So 19 material and confirm. There we go. And let's go ahead and go back out. And we're gonna go to the Black Spirit. So we'll tap on him. And we would come here to enhance, force enhance. So go ahead and tap on that. And since we have this in our inventory, we're gonna come over here to the ring and tap on our totem, our one totem. And there it is. And now we can see that we can increase the CP if we level it up to +1. And now we have our material over here on the right, so tap on that and look, you have a 70% chance to increase it from start all the way to +1. So I do want you to see that when you tap on enhance, it says right here, enhancement level will reduce by 1 if you fail. This is the hardest part of the whole game, is enhancing your totems, make no mistake. So it just takes patience and planning. So we'll do it one more time, and there it is, 70% chance. You know, come on, you're gonna get it. So once you confirm, now you have a +1 totem. And why this is important is, let's go back to the craft menu and show you what this all means. So now that we're back on the craft menu, I want to scroll all the way down and show you what the orange section means. So if you tap on the first one, you'll see that it is Rift Totem and Crystallized Totem to get a +6 totem. So what Pearl Abyss has done is they said, okay, if you have totems that are +1 all the way up, so we have our +1, this is a +2, +3, and on so on, 4 and 5. You can spend 1,000 crystallized totem material to get a +6, or if you have none of that and you just want a +6 totem right off the bat, it is 1,000 crystallized totem material and you will have it. So they made it incredibly easy and a little bit stress-free. So now we can move on to talking about the red totems and what's involved. What you are looking at is 2 sets of red totems, Wrathful, Unity, and Savior. But we're going to talk about the last 3 down here of red totems and what this means. This means is if you have a red totem and you're just not happy with it and you want to change it out to another one, you can put it in this slot. And then with the other components, Magical Essence we already talked about, and the Orb of Wrath, which we will talk about how to get that, you can put all those in and change it, your red, to a different red. And that is what these 3 are all about. Now, the difference between each of them we're going to show you. So for Savior, it gives you a second wind cooldown of 600 seconds. And if we look at the other one, which is the Unity, it is dealing with PvP, damage dealt, and damage reduction. So you might want that. Or you can go with Wrathful, which is all about Black Spirit damage increasing +20%. So if you're just not happy with the red that you have, you can change it to one of these. Now let's talk about these top 3 reds. And they involve the totem we just created. As you can see, it doesn't matter, it's just a totem. It doesn't have to be a +1, but we can apply it and register it and move on to creating our red. Now you know the difference between the 3, and you know about Magical Essence, and you know about the Rift Totem. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about the Orb of Wrath and what that's all about and how you get one. So let's go ahead and cut to that. Here we go. So if you are looking to get a Orb of Wrath, you need to start from the beginning, and that is you need what's called an unidentified shaman's orb. So you tap on that, and here it is. This is what you need, and here is the acquisition on how to get it. It is the main storyline of Hadun South Valencia or after, or you could get it in the Metal of Armor shop, and there is one more spot, and that is Chaos Rifts. So let's go ahead and show you what it's like to have a unidentified orb. I need to show you where you can get it when you're in South Valencia. So here we are, and unfortunately it's not at the very beginning. You do need to be in Hadum's realm, and you need to advance all the way up to 17k CP. When you are here and you look at the loot that drops, you'll see it's right over here, unidentified Shaman's Orb. So once again, if I can show you that when you're here, the areas before it just doesn't have an unidentified Shaman's Orb in their loot table. You are meant to get all the way up to 17k CP to be able to have access to it. So once you have one and now you're ready to go, let us go to town and go see Lofty Bed Mountain, I believe is that name. There's so many names in this game. So now we're in town, and we tap on the list here, and there it is right there, Lofty. So we're gonna go over to him, so we'll tap to ride over, get on our trusty steed, and gallop all the way over to that wonderful guy you're probably going to be spending a lot of time with, because when you're there and you tap on him, you will see that we have an example of our unidentified Shaman Orb, and I want you to see how much it costs to identify one. And here's the catch: it's random. When you appraise one, you don't know what you're gonna get. So let's go ahead and appraise it, and we got an Orb of Salvation. So there's only 3. You can get one of these 3, but don't worry, as I showed you before, you can trade that in for what you really want. But to continue on to show you what it's like to craft a red totem, let's go ahead and, just for fun, let's appraise the rest of them. And it looks like it has given us the other 2, Orb of Wrath and Orb of Unity. Hey, that's great. We have the materials. We can choose whichever one we want. So let's go back to the craft menu, and let's finish out crafting a red totem. So there it is, and we have our regular totem, and we have now our Orb of Wrath, and we have the magical essence. So what the heck, let's go ahead and tap on auto craft and get one created. There we go, and craft or confirm. Yep. Alright, so in the event you're like, well, but this isn't what I wanted. I wanted, say, a Unity or a Savior Rift Totem. Then no worries, come down to the bottom 3, and now you'll see that you can select one of the red area to put in your red totem you didn't want, and you have the materials for the rest. So you can do that, you can register it and get the red totem that you want and need. Now that you understand how the bottom 3 red work and the top 3, now it's time to get to a pink Primal Rift Totem. Here we go. So in order to get a pink totem, let's talk about the 2 materials you need, Cronstone and Root of Sorcery. We're going to tackle the Cronstone first. Its acquisition is the Pearl Shop. You can get Cronstone there, or the Alchemy Lab. Thank goodness you don't need a maxed out Alchemy Lab to get the Cronstone. So let's go to our camp right here. You just tap on the camp and go, and hopefully you have a Alchemy Lab already built. And so let's go ahead and move over to our Alchemy Lab. Well, let me get that real quick. Alright, so here it is, and you tap on it, and you're looking for basic craft. So let's go ahead and tap on basic craft and scroll all the way at the bottom. There are all these wonderful things you can craft, and there it is, Cron Stone. You do need copper ore, iron ore, and tin ore. You have your guys in your camp go and collect those items, and once you have it, then you can create a Cron Stone. Now let's go ahead and tap on craft and show you what's involved. So you need a worker that is available. So for one Cron Stone and one worker, you need the food, silver, and it tells you the duration of time, and he will give you 5 Cron Stones for that one worker and that one effort. So this is how you get it. It takes a while, but once you have it, let's go ahead and go back to craft and others and totem. And once you have 1,000 Cron Stone, then you're ready for the next part, which is Root of Sorcery. And let's go to the acquisition of that, and you get it from the main storyline of Hadum, East Valencia, or after. Chaos Rift 2, Twisted Nightmare, Tower of Trials, Chaos. We really haven't talked about that, so let me show you where that is at. The Tower of Trials, Chaos. So let's go out, and you want to come over here to Dispatch, and once you tap on it, you'll see Tower of Trials. So we'll tap on that, and there are 3 types of towers. There is this one, which is the World of Elion, which is the first one, and then the next tower is the Tower of Hadum, and then the third one is the Tower of Chaos. And this is what they're talking about. You come here once it's unlocked, and let's go ahead and scroll all the way down to the lowest floors, and as you can see, you just need to make it to floor 5, and you can start collecting Root of Sorcery. There's 10 there. Once your group gets there, you need 5 guys that are different to get the bonuses to start working on that for you. So once you do, you come back here to others and totem, and now you have your Root of Sorcery and your Cron Stone. So let's go ahead and keep going with how you get the acquisition. There is the Merchant Guild Delivery, and if you're like, I don't know what that is, as well as Trials of a Tour and Co-op Rush off in Tet, let's show you the Merchant Guild Delivery and who that is and where you get it. So when you're in any town, you scroll up here and you're going to Patrizio, and he's right next door. So here it is, Merchant Guild Delivery. So when you tap on that and you give anything to him on every Monday, he'll give you this chest right here, this pink chest, and it contains any of these items inside. And as you just saw at the very top is a Root of Sorcery. As you can see, there's a lot of really nice goodies, and there's gonna be something detailing that you can watch, but for now, here's how you get another Root of Sorcery is from that guy. So let's go back to the acquisition, and once again after that was the Trial of a Tour and the co-op. So once you have the materials you need, then you can craft your pink totem. Now we're going to talk about enhancing it. You see there's 3 reds inside my pink totem, and you need 1 of each. So I'm going to move on and talk about that, and then we'll close out the section for totems. Here we go. And for the Primal Totem, we are going to access another character. That would be our Shy. She is majorly in charge of everything totem. She has a material like Crystallized Totem, and she has the totems that are +6, and that's what I've been working on, is getting all the +6s from +5 to +6, and then get more +7s. But for the purposes of showing you what's going on with the pink Primal Rift Totem, we're going to craft one. So let's go ahead, we have the materials, let's go ahead and craft one. Here we go. And there we have it. So now that we have that, as you know, we need 3 red totems, and we need 1 of each. So we're going to do one of Wrathful, Unity, and Savior, and we're going to choose one of the +6s because that's the most likely level that you're going to get access to. You know, I mean, right down there, if you have the materials, you can get a +6 totem, so it's pretty easy. But I did forget the rest of the components, so I'm just gonna fast forward time to where we got them and keep going. And just like that, we have what we need. So let's go ahead and select a +6 totem, register it, and craft. So we'll need to do that again for each one so that we are ready for the Primal Pink Totem. So let's go ahead and get that done. There we go. And on to Unity, select, register, and craft. And that one is done. And the last one. And just a reminder, we do need 1 of each. You know, nothing, we can't change that. It has to be 1 of each. You're going to get a serious CP boost from it all, so we'll just follow the rules. Okay, so now that we have 1 of each, let's go ahead and we go to Black Spirit from this moment on. So we'll tap on him, and you see in the middle where it says Combine Totem, this is where we're going. So tap on that, and we have all that we need, the Primal Rift Totem. So we'll select this and put it in there. Now before we get started, there are some helpful things like need more. If you needed more unidentified shaman orbs, it's letting you know you can find them anywhere in Hadum farming creatures. Now we know where you have to start from, but that's what they mean. And this is a preview of combining totem. If you had a +7 and the rest were +6 and you just want to see what it's like, I mean, this is before we had access to +6 orange totems that we could create into red, and we all had to get up to +3, +4, +5, and it was really tough. So we could at least preview what we're doing, because once you put these in, you know, the cost to take it out and change it up is kind of heavy. So you want to make sure of what you're doing, and that's why they give you this preview combined totem interface to see what the end result is going to be for you. So now that we messed with that, let us go ahead and do this. So we'll select our Wrathful and put that one in. Or am I starting with Savior? No, I guess I'm starting with Savior. Okay, it's 100,000 silver, and there it goes. Now there is something I want you to know, and that is, as we put the other 2 in their slots, I mean, it's simple. You match up the shapes and it goes there automatically. So, but you're getting 3 totems in 1 and a serious CP boost for doing all this. But when you are tapping on the Primal Totem, it doesn't really show the overall CP that you're getting. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go to here and tap on it. And you see how it says AP and DP is pretty low? Well, you are getting the power of all these totems together. And to prove it to you, we're going to unequip the totem that my Shy has and equip what we have now created, so you can see that CP difference. See, it shows right there the base CP and then the plus. So kind of wish that updated, but nah, that's fine. It's okay. As long as you know what you're doing and what the end result is going to be. So let's go ahead and unequip this and we will equip and watch the gain in CP. 901. Very nice. And if you didn't catch it, let's unequip this and go back to our +6, and that was 447. So yep, we definitely are enjoying the end result of having a pink Primal Rift totem, and there you have it. So what we're going to do now is move over back to the craft screen, and that will conclude our section of totems. And now we're going to begin the section for Primal Lightstones. However, just like the totems, we need to start from the beginning so you have an idea of how to get up to pink. Here we go. So what you're looking at for the Lightstones is that you need a red to create a pink. But to truly understand why you're doing this, these are 4 different sections of a circle, and they differentiated them by name. So if we come here to the Black Spirit, and on the left hand side where it says Equip Fuse Lightstone, we go into this section, and what you're looking at is 3 different plates or options to have you build what you want out of these pieces that make up a circle. So we're going to work with this one, which is our slot 3. And yes, we do have pieces of Lightstone already to put into it, but now that you understand where we're going with our pieces, I need to show you how you get them. So from the gameplay menu, you would tap on Pearl Shop, but we're not buying anything, and scroll all the way down to just below miscellaneous. There it is, Special Shop, and then you see Lightstones. So now that we're here, I want to get used to this interface and discuss it a little bit more. And first up is the spot called Holy Vial of Light. So we're gonna tap on this, and this is where you can have all of your pieces turn into Holy Vials of Light. But for this demonstration, I want to show you that you're starting out, this is where you get your green, blue, purple, yellow, and even some red. Now this right here where it says Special Shop, if you have a lot, it's by quantities of 1,000, otherwise it's by quantities of 10. It just depends on how much you have and how much time you have. But when that percentage goes all the way to 100 in fragments, it creates a Lightstone for you. And once again, at the very bottom, you cannot acquire free Lightstones without having completed all the main quests concerning Southwestern Calpheon. So that's what that says down there. And of course, autofill, let's go ahead and do that to get some Lightstones. So as you can see, we are now acquiring different flavors of Lightstone, and this is great because, like I said, when you're starting out, you want to build that plate, which also gives you more CP. And it gives you all sorts of green, blues, purples, and yellows, which is really good. But we want the red for the purposes of making it a pink. But we'll get to that. So let's go ahead and go back to Black Spirit, and then go to Equip Fuse Lightstone, and we were working with our 3rd plate here, or slate, excuse me. And Fuse Lightstone is if you are like, I got a lot of yellows and purples, I'll work with that, but I want to get rid of the green and the blue. So let me show you how this works. In the beginning is you just select 3 blues. It costs 800 silver to fuse them, so we'll tap on it to fuse, and there it is. It can turn into a purple. It doesn't necessarily turn into another blue. So, but it is random. So if we did that one more time, watch this, and it's a blue. Good thing that first one came out better. So you can also select auto fusion and select to get rid of green to blue. So we do that, and all of them are going to be saved as purple or greater, but we're just getting rid of all the massive amounts of green and blue that we have. So there it is. We want to work with purple in the beginning because that's probably all you have access to. So let's go ahead and at least show you what you can do. And we want more CP. So the tabs at the top organize all of that you have. So yes, yellow would be preferred, but if we're starting out, purple might be the only thing we have. And these branch damage increases in percentage might be very helpful for you. You may choose to have more increase in OWL. Now mine are maxed out, so if I add it, you're just not going to see the increase because it tops out at 50%. But we can select OWL and put that in there, and there it is. And again, it won't show, but it would if you're starting out. You would see that 2% increase, which is great. You can tap here on the bottom left for the effect and see all the effects of all the pieces together and what it does for you. This is really important for you to do this because it is another method of gaining CP. So we'll just work with this part right here and get this piece in. And you can see the difference in quality and CP growth versus purple to yellow, even a red, but we'll get to the red. So we're just finishing out what we can do with all the purple that we have. So there's that and this one. And let's finish it up and pick a good one. Not really anything for CP gain. So if I was starting out, I'd probably do the Brave damage percentage increase. So I'd do this one right here. I know it's a tough call, inventory or that one, but it would be that one. So now when we go to the bottom left corner and tap on the magnifying glass, it shows all of the bonus effects and equipped stats that we have, plus 6 CP gained, support for OWL and La Brave. So this is really good starting out. Can be better, and you can get better for sure. You would just take your fragments and keep fusing them and keep putting them in so that you can get better and better pieces. Now that you know what to do with them, let's show you where you can get fragment pieces. So if you were to tap on the Lightstone fragment and come over here to acquisition, and let's show you the places you can get it in Ancient Ruins and in Boss Rush. But there is other places you can get it, and I do want to show you where that's at. If you were to go to the menu and tap on tasks, and then you go to weekly task, you will see that if you do a profit from merchantry times 1, there is Lightstone fragments there, like 7,000 of them, and all the way at the bottom, defeat enemy in darkness like Hadum, it's 50,000. You'd have to work at it. It is a whole week you have to do it, but you also gain one of the pirate passes, and then consuming 1 hour purified water for the other pirate pass, and I will tell you why that's important. So why don't we cut right to that right now. In order to get a pink lightstone, you need Holy Vial of Light as well as a red lightstone. And here it says acquisition is the Pearl Shop, and well, there's a better way, and that is the Cursed Pirate Island passes. Now if you do the weekly tasks, you can get 10 of them, and it does add up. As you can see, when you select it, it will give you Holy Vials of Light and a lot of silver too. This is where I come to stock up on more Holy Vials of Light and get a very, very nice healthy dose of silver. So moving right along, what we're going to do now is turn this on, and by the thousands we're going to shoot for a red Lightstone fragment. So we need to turn this on so we can get Holy Vials of Light for every level of Lightstone except for red. That's all we care about is I want red. So let's go ahead and save the settings and autofill. Here we go. And as you can see, Holy Vials of Light is accruing and we have received some red. So now that we have it, let's go ahead and continue and craft our pink Lightstones. So we'll just come back here to the craft menu, Primal Lightstone, and there it is right there. So as you can see, we have a red for each section. So we're going to be replacing our purples for pinks. Big difference, I assure you. So let's go ahead, and there is something to note when you do this. When it comes to reds and what you select, you want the ones that have 3 stats, like 11, 11, 11. You want that because it transitions into the pink and gives you more CP. See? By doing it, you're going to get one that is plus 20, 20, and 20. So that's 60 CP right there for your efforts. So we're going to go ahead and craft that. And you're going to see the difference between plus 11s and the transition of plus 20s and how you can get more. So we're not going to cover enhancing the Lightstone in this section. We're just covering how to get a pink Lightstone. So here we have 11s, we have 12s, and 15s, which is the highest. So we're going to register that, and look what we get. It is plus 32s across the board. Big difference in CP gains. So you kind of want plus 15s, but we just don't have that option for this piece. It's plus 11s. We'll take it. So here we go. Back to our plus 20s. And we'll finish it up with this one, which is a plus 14. Quite a nice boon. And we'll go ahead and craft that. And instead of plus, what did I say, 32, it's plus 29s. So, hey, CP gain is CP gain. So now that we have our 4 Primal Lightstone pieces, let's put it in and see what the CP gains are. We'll come back here to equip Fuse Lightstone, go over to our 3rd slate. Now when it comes to this, you can tap on what you want to replace it with, which is this one, and it's going to ask you, do you want to, tap equip. It says, do you want to delete it or extract it? Honestly, just delete it. Don't spend black pearls. I mean, you're dealing with pinks. It's fine. You'll get the black pearls back. So we equip it, and there it is. And now we're going to do that for, see, look at the big difference. Plus 6 CP is now plus, what is that, 34 CP? And we just got started. So we'll go ahead and unequip this, and it comes and says delete or extract, delete. And now we're just going to delete the rest of them. Make it easy. And let's go add them all from left to right. Here's our other one, so equip that. And we'll finish it up with the last 2. Here's the other one, equip that. And again, we started with plus 6 CP. And now that you're done with 4 pinks, look at that difference. That is huge. That is quite, those 2 numbers add together. So that is quite a CP gain and a reason why you should do the pink Lightstones. So what we're going to do now is, and again, this is what you need, the red and the Holy Vials of Light. Now when it comes to the outfits, honestly, I do have videos explaining how to make some of these outfits, I just don't want to dive into the details of this. I feel that it's better for another video for me to dive into all the details, because there is a lot involved in outfits, merging, crafting, personal styles, equipping. There's a lot of stuff I can cover for outfits. You know it, I know it. So what we're gonna do now is move over to the material tab, because this video is getting a little long, and go through these 4 things all the way down and exchange material, and then we will cover one more section of Blacksmith and finally be able to get to our outro. So without further ado, let us keep going. Here we go. So in order to craft a unknown memory that's a pink imprint, you need to have 2 materials, and that is, you need to have fed pink memory imprints to your black spirit under dark energy to get the memory shards that are pink, and the purple memory shards are regular memory imprints that you also feed to your black spirit under dark energy to get those shards. So this is what it's saying here, and I need to show you where you get these memory imprints. But let me see if we can tap on this one below, and if you just want to settle for a red memory imprint, it is obviously crafted here, and you need 35 memory imprint shards to be able to craft one. So let us go to the world map and show you how you get the memory imprints that you would feed to your black spirit. And the reason you do that is, well, you just don't need it. You are filling up your gear with what you want, and you have extra, and these shards are created so that you can craft more. South Valencia is where you need to go, and it can be at the very start. If you tap on it, you will see there it is. That's where it begins. A red memory imprints can drop, as well as purple memory imprints, and it says the field hunt in South Valencia or after. So anytime you reach this area, anywhere here and in North Camisylvia, you will definitely get a memory imprint if you farm there long enough. Now, Camisylvia is where you get the pink memory imprints. See, Northeast Camisylvia, and I mean, this is the only area that's open to us that is Camisylvia. Otherwise, it's Dregan, which is to the right. But you would farm here to get all 3: purple, red, and pink memory imprints. And once again, if you don't need some and your gear is already filled up, then you would come here to the Black Spirit, and I'm going to demonstrate this. In memory imprint, I'm just going to show you that, you know, I have memory imprints already in my gear, and these are examples on the right hand side of other memory imprints you can add in there. But there is a detailed video that I did that outlines all of this, and I will show you where to find that as well. But for the purposes of just showing you how you get the shards, because that's what the blacksmith is dealing with, is crafting and getting the shards, let's go here, and there they are. And this is all you do. You tap on them, and if it's ones you don't want, it goes all the way down there where you absorb the energy. So we'll tap on the other ones, and you see the material you're gonna get is 5 shards. Confirm. There it is. Obtain 5 purple memory imprint shards, and that's all there is to it for that section of material. It's just giving you an option to create memory imprint shards, or not shards, but memory imprints, so that you can put it into your gear and you're not relying solely on just farming. So if you'd like to know more about memory imprints in more detail, I'm going to show you where you can find it on my channel, and where that video is located. So let's go ahead and bring that up for you. So once you're here on my channel, let's go ahead and scroll down and make use of these books. You want chapter 4, book 1 of 2, and go ahead and scroll down a little bit to the description field, and you would tap on show more and scroll, and there it is right there. Memory imprint, everything explained for you. Just go ahead and tap the link to the right of it, the title, and it will bring up the video. And here it is. And there you go. More detailed information about how memory imprints work. So if you have any questions, you can always leave a comment in there. If I missed something, let me know. I will check it out for you. But for now, you know the basics, and here's the details. So let us go back to the craft section and keep going. Here we go. So now that you know all about the unknown memory for both the pink and the red, let us go and start crystal. Now we're going to go ahead and start with the Abyssal Crystal Fluid, and the way that you get it is from 15 magic crystals, and it's used to craft the dimensional and occrid you see below. So if you tap on this, this is what the crystals you're looking for look like, and you can register 15 of them individually, or you can use autocraft, but we're gonna use autocraft, and just say 1 and create it. So it always helps to merge together all the crystals you have so you can get this level of crystals to make this item. So now that we have it, we start all over again collecting that to make another fluid, and let's talk about the dimensional crystal for Owl. It takes 1 of the fluid and the dimensional fragments. Let's go ahead and cover where you can get those. Gervais, Dark Energy, Trials of a Tour, and Co-op Rush off in Tet. And once you have that, then you can move on to the Empty Crystal, which you also get from Gervais. She's in every town. You need dark coins to purchase it from Gervais. And let's show you where you can see how many dark coins you have. So we're going to go out and go to gameplay, and right in the middle you drop that down, and you see this coin right here, this purple one with a swirl. This is how you know how much dark coins you have and where to obtain them. Let's click on that again, and that you need to spend them over at Gervais. So she's the one where you get all the goods from. So let's go ahead and go back to our crafting and material and crystal, and you already know that you get the empty crystals from her. They're only from her, so we'll surplus that. And now for Cron Stones. This is a little bit different. It says acquisition is the coin shop or the alchemy lab, and I want to show you what I do when I'm in my camp at my alchemy lab. So let's go ahead and go back out again and show you how I get that going. So we'll just go to our camp and say go. Yeah, I know there's a lot of messages. And thank you very much. You know, I really didn't think that having Irene would be helpful, the servant lady or the one who takes care of your account, but she is helpful. So you go into basic craft and you scroll all the way down to the very bottom to where it says Cron Stone. And you save up. You have your guys go out there and get the materials that you need, the 3 materials right there. And as you can see on the left hand side, that is the 3 materials I'm low on. All the other ones are super beefy. It's because I've been making Cron Stones all this time. So when you have the materials, you go ahead and there's only 5 people you can select. So we actually do want to craft one, but I need people. So I'm going to complete so I can get my workers. And then of course we come here to encourage and greet them all so we can keep their spirits high. Go back to basic craft, all the way back down, and let's get some Cron Stones going so we can show you. So we'll go craft, and we have to set that to 1, and it says it'll take 30 minutes for that much, so we'll select 5 workers. If we try to do any more, it says sorry, not enough space. So now that we got our 5 workers, we're gonna crank this all the way up and see how many cron stones we can get from 25. It stops at looks like, what was that, 14? Yeah, 14. So this is how many cron stones we can get after 1 hour and 2 minutes time. Not bad, you know, 30 minutes to 1 hour for a lot more. Look at the food, 203,000 food, and my max is 220,000 food. So this depletes your food. So and then the silver is a lot of silver, and it takes 47,000 resources. So you constantly want these guys to go get more resources so you can get more cron stones and rinse and repeat. So here they go. All 5 of them are now making more cron stones for me, which is really good. And with that, let's go ahead and head back to our crafting and keep going. So material, crystal, owl, and now it says it needs 1,000 cron stones. So if I do that 3-4 times, I'll be able to make 1 dimensional crystal. Wow. So yes, if you have pink gear, make sure when you're at this level where you're using dimensional crystals and awkward crystals, you better make sure when you put it in, it's gonna stay and it's where you want it. Don't play around with it, because you put all this material into it, and if you made a mistake, it's costly and you're deleting it. So there's no saving. So let's go ahead and move down. Oh, that's right. I wanted to show you, since you're noticing the 4 types of dimensional crystals. If we come here to equip Fuse Lightstone and tap on this, your branch damage. These crystals help increase your percentage for branch damage. And I got 2 in Owl, 1 in Surette, and 2 in a Hib. Nothing in La Breve. So making a crystal for La Breve is pointless. And I am maxed out for Owl. So, you know, making an owl crystal is kind of like, why'd you do that? But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to make one. Now, the stats on it, 23, I believe is random. You know, it doesn't always come out to be that number. I think it's higher or lower. But the owl damage is always the same, as well as the PvP. So, let's go and show you what this crystal looks like. Here it is. And tap on it, and there it is. And if you tap this icon down here, it just lets you know you can put it into all this gear. So basically, your armor and your weapon and sub-weapon is what you can put this dimensional crystal in, which is great. And it's all about increasing your CP, so that's why we do this. But you are at the primal or pink level, and you need to be sure, like, see, I made some mistakes. I put some dimensional crystals where they don't belong, so I need to go back and remove it and correct it. So, you know, it's just the way it rolls. Now, we've covered dimensional crystals for all of that, and then Awkward is a little more serious, because you need not only the fluid, but you need the Awkward stones, or Awkward, and getting the materials you need to make this is it's not easy, but you need to save when you can. So when you tap on this and tap on acquisition, you get it at Hadum East Valencia or after in the storyline, the Black Sun, Twisted Nightmare, Co-op Rush, World Boss Ahib's Griffin, I do that a lot. Chaos Rift 2 or higher, I do that a lot too. And Reclaim is for guilds that do guild raiding and castles and stuff. The Refined Energy Crystal is just another thing you get from Gervais with your dark coins. We covered that. And it's 200 more cron stones, so 1,200 more. And you saw that I get about 300 in some, so it's gonna be a while. So that is covering the Awkward and what you want. Now for the Chaos Jewel. So acquisition if you wanted to get just the jewel by itself. And of course this is used for all sorts of stuff in crafting, but you can get it from Hadum, South Valencia, or after in the storyline, Twisted Nightmare, and Chaos Rift. But for the rest of us, we craft it all the time. We get these things, Chaos Cores, and here is how you get those. Hadum, West Valencia, or after in the storyline, you could start to see a trend here. World Boss, Chaos Maraca, Twisted Nightmare, Chaos Rift, and Merchant Guild Delivery. So Patrizio and his chest will give you Chaos Cores. So plenty of places. Let's go ahead and make one just because we want to make one. But for the video, I saved it. And there it is. So that is all there is to it when it comes to the crystals section. Pretty straightforward, just a lot of warning. Beware when you put them in your gear. You need to mean it. Now for the process, we're going to cover all these things next. Here we go. So for this section, I want to start here at Undefeated Shield. And the reason why is it does take Harmony Scroll and Guardian's Orb, but this is for Chaos Rift level 2 or Chaos Rift 2. So you need these two things, and I'll show you where to get them. But just know that from this point going up is Chaos Rift 3 and Chaos Rift 4. So let's go ahead and show that to you. You tap on Spiritual Shield and you'll see it is for, again, Chaos Rift 3. And you need the same thing, Harmony Scroll, but a different other material to make it and craft it. And Unity Shield is Chaos Rift 4, which is currently the highest Chaos Rift they have. And Harmony Scroll and this material right here. So what we're going to do now is I want to go out, I want to show you where these Chaos Rifts are. So on the Great Map, we come here to East Valencia and Pilaku Extraction, and this is where Chaos Rift 2 is. You see where it says move to entrance? It's the entrance to the Chaos Rift 2, and you can check the store to see if they have the weekly limit per family of scrolls, which is 10, and then they show that they also allow you to buy all of the other materials and potions when you're in there. But 10 scrolls gives you up to 5 hours in a Chaos Rift. So let's go ahead and show you the other locations real quick. From East Valencia all the way back to the left side of the map is Northeast Camasilvia. So when we go in here, you will see a Roman numeral 3 and an object glowing. That is where Chaos Rift 3 is. And you need 35,000 KCP to enter it. Their shop is the same, potions and materials to craft what you need, and an option to move to the entrance. So this is where Rift 3 is, and let's show you where Chaos Rift 4 is. It is over here in Drigan, and the one that's glowing. And Roman numeral 4, tap on that, and surprise, surprise, 40 KCP is what you need. You can still look at the store. They still sell the same stuff from all three stores. And I don't have the option to move to the entrance because I am not yet there. So let's go ahead and show you what it's like when you're at the entrance to a Chaos Rift and what's involved. Here we go. So when you get to the entrance to the Chaos Rift, you'll see this tall guy in a cloak and people around, probably because they finished their Chaos Rift and they're just standing there and they're waiting. They're like AFK. But you'll see two options, to enter or shop, and we'll just tap on shop, and you see that the Harmony Scroll is a common thing that you would want to purchase. It's very expensive, and here's the other pieces. You can see the cost in silver, how much they are for just one. And of course it tells me I can't even buy the third one because I'm not the appropriate level yet. And of course potions to health potions so that you can survive in there. But what you do is once you have them and you want to enter, so it'd be 10 Harmony Scrolls, you would go for this for Chaos Rift 2. These are all the loot you can possibly get inside, which is very lucrative and definitely worth it. 29 KCP is how much you need to get in. So back to the crafting section we go, and it shows you need a Harmony Scroll and that other component. And you already saw how much it cost. So once again, that was Chaos Rift 2. This applies to Chaos Rift 3 and 4, and I did show you where those locations are. So let's go ahead and start about the Lapis Lazuli. It is truly rare that they allow you to craft this using these two materials and not the other thing, which is the pages that we also need. But you can also find it as a drop always when you go into Chaos Rift, and you get the pages chest and this one, the Chaos Filled Lapis Lazuli chest, where you get 1 to 3, and in 5 hours you can easily come out of there, if you're not bothered, with about 20 chests plus, so you can get quite a haul of Lapis Lazuli. But where these two materials come in is when you send your people in your camp to get materials, logging, foraging, and so on. These are rare drops, like random. They randomly drop. You can't always count that they will be there for you. So just be aware, it's not really easy to replace that material. So the Dark Inscribed Glyph is a great thing to craft when you have a lot of purple glyphs that are just sitting around. You can use 40 of them to craft this, and you will get an epic, a yellow to a primal pink. And this is a really good boost in CP for the relics that your character holds. So that's what this is all about. And if you want to know what I'm talking about with relics, I have a video on it. It's in your camp, and it's a building that you build. So just be aware that this is a really nice thing to do when you have a stack of purples. Now the high quality repair kit is something for the Great Ocean. It's when you have your boat or your ship and you are looking for repair kits. This is to make sure that you're out there and able to stay in the seas when the monsters are damaging your ship. But just be aware, you need that type of ship, the Etheria Guard ship or higher. Sorry, it sounds like I'm swearing, but I'm not. So the way this works is you put in 100 of these green repair kits that you will collect over time, and you turn it in to craft a higher quality repair kit, the blue one, which will help repair your ship much faster when you're out in the ocean. So that'll do it for the section for process, and let's go ahead and start with special trade goods. Here we go. So the way that this works is it's comprised of two things, crystals and lightstones. There's a single crystal and a group of crystals, and a single lightstone and a group of lightstones. And this whole section deals with merchantry, the section of merchantry in the game, and with wandering merchants. So as you're going from town to town, you may see a wandering merchant, and when you go up to them and you go to trade with them, these are the things you want to have with you. So they take the crystals, and here's some examples of crystals that you would acquire. So something like this and something like that, and here's an example of lightstones. You know, a red one, a yellow one, purple, blue, and I think I have a green one in there. No, maybe not. And there's a blue. So these are examples of lightstones and crystals. So when we go back to the craft menu, material, and special trade goods, we want to have some of this, because when you're trying to level up in merchantry, this is going to help boost your experience gain. So you need to be ready and have it. Here's how much gold it costs, 82,000 plus silver for one crystal. And the way it works is If you trade him one crystal, rolling crystal decoration, that's great. But if you could trade him a group of rolling crystals, that will increase your experience even more. And what I did was I did the rolling crystal decoration, the group of them. So let me see if I can tap on it. This is the one that I dealt with, and it takes 3. So I just registered, crafted it, and had, I don't know, like 10-15 of these guys on me, so that when I was able to trade with them, it really helps your experience in merchantry jump up. So if you're like, I don't want to do crystals, I can spare the lightstones, then it has to be orange lightstones. I don't have any examples, oddly enough. I have every other lightstone color, but not orange. Sorry about that. And of course the other one, the rolling, requires 3 oranges, just like the crystal one. So that's how this section works, is it helps merchantry, and you really need to craft that. So let's move on to exchange material. This is easy to explain. It is old stuff. When you were doing all the world bosses, they would drop these things in red, and these things would be worth something in crafting, but not anymore. So if you coincidentally fire up your account after 3 years or so and you have this stuff, that's why this is here. So you can trade it in for the gear fragments that are universally used now. So chances are you won't mess with this tab or this section of the crafting, but you may do this one, the fish delivery. If you're someone who enjoys the great ocean and enjoys fishing and just leveling up your ship, when you collect fish, even at Eventide Island, you can come to this guy, trade it in for items that help repair your ship or improve your ship. Like if you turn in the red ones from Eventide Island, you can choose from this chest to get better cannons, or this one that chooses to strengthen your ship, the frame of your ship. So this is all good stuff to help make your ship stronger. And of course, these are the a.k.a. coins. And if you're like, what the heck are a.k.a. coins? It's the currency for the Great Ocean. And you work with Shikatu to get good stuff. So as you can see, I was showing you the best reward that you could possibly get from him. And as you go all the way down the list, from fish that are from red to orange to yellow, purple, and blue, even, yeah, I think it stops at purple, you can see that the rewards are, you know, kind of low, but you turn in more of it. So there's the repair kit where you had 100 of it, and you can craft a blue repair kit. And the a.k.a. coins are not that much, just 75 per, but this is something as an extra you can do when you're out there and what to do with your fish. And here's where you see the a.k.a. coins. There's blue coin right there, and you tap on it and it tells you where you get it from and who it goes to. See right there, and what its purpose is. So we can go to Shikatu, and the very first one, a.k.a. coin goods. Now I'll admit, he's expensive. That's why he's wealthy. So you're here for either new cannons or new ship parts to strengthen your ship. And as I mentioned before, the cost is not cheap. It is 2.92 million for just one of his parts. And if you want to buy 10, it is 29.23 million for 10 of them. And the cost is the same if you were getting the ship hull parts. And sure, I have a lot of a.k.a. coins at the top, but you just don't know how long I've been saving. So this is an idea of what you can get over here on the left and the level of your ship. So I kind of went to the very highest level and was content with how far I went. But let's go ahead and head back to crafting. And that will do it for all of this interface here. It certainly was a lot to cover and a lot to go over. So let's go ahead and head back now to our blacksmith. And the last section we need to cover is Gear Awakening and Exchange. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that. Here we go. So when it comes to this section of Gear Awakening and Exchange, there are 3 things that you can do here. And I gotta tell you right off the bat, you're only gonna be dealing with Gear Awakening. But Exchange Weapon is when you want to change out what you have for another weapon that your character can use. This is a drop-down list, so you can select the character that you'd like to change it from and to. And this list goes from orange all the way to red weapons and pink, the primal weapons. So, and oh, I'm sorry, all the way to chaos. It goes to chaos weapons. And you can also exchange them even if they're awakened. So this is what this whole section is about, but you do need these things. Awakening Ascension Weapon Transformation Coupon. You get them from Pearl Abyss, who hands them out as an event reward, or you can find them in the Pearl Shop, but I'm not really supporting you guys going to the Pearl Shop and spending real money for this because it's not needed. When you craft a weapon today and upgrade it, it becomes a universal weapon, and that kind of makes this section of transform weapon even more obsolete, because that's what this is all about, is weapons from events that you get, or main and weapons, sub weapons that you have. You can transform them into a universal weapon so that when you hand it to another character, it'll change into the weapon that they usually would have at that level, and they can use it. But you would put the weapon that you have in there, and then you would use this coupon right here, Universal Weapon Transformation Coupon. I actually have a video about Universal Weapon Transformation, and there's an icon that appears in the bottom right corner when you're looking at it that says it's a universal weapon. And anytime, like I said, if you craft something today, it's a universal weapon, so everyone can use it. And that's the reason why those two are obsolete. But Gear Awakening. When you first create your blacksmith, he's going to send you on quests to unlock each of these sections so you can awaken your gear. You have to do each of these quests, and it's only once, but once you do it for weapon and armor and accessories, then you'll be able to awaken everything. And this is where I'm at. It's with Chaos Accessories. Now I need a Chaos Jewel to do it, but more importantly, I need all of my accessories to be +6 so I can finish the story and finally be able to awaken them all. So that's what's holding me back. But if it was a, yeah, see, Wrapped in Chaos is the rest of the story I need to finish, but it's waiting on me to upgrade. Now when it comes to a red, oh yeah, we can upgrade that, not a problem. And here's the difference when you tap on it. See, it's shiny, it shows you that the attack at the top is 73 normally, it costs 48 million, but if you awaken it, it will be from 73 to 97 CP. Quite a jump, and you just get started because you can enchant your accessories and add more CP than this base. So as you can see, the accessories cover everything, and it's pretty much across the board, the 67 to 89 and the cost, but it's very important that you do the quests that it's asking for when you first start out with a blacksmith so you can be able to do this. So we're just gonna go ahead and awaken one just so you can see the animation. He's happy. And there you have it. So it shows you that the CP changed to now 89, those wonderful things, and you can enchant it, which will give it more CP. So lots of exciting stuff. And let's go ahead and look at it. And there it is. And there's what it looks like, and that's what I was talking about. You have 4 sections to enchant this to raise its CP all the way up. And that'll do it. Thank you very much for, well, I should just say this officially. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. It was a big, huge video, and I appreciate you checking it out and understanding every section that you were curious about. So on behalf of Archmage and myself, thank you once again, and you have a wonderful day. Take care. And even, look at that, it's like, she's like, yeah, if you watch this from start to finish, you need to be commended. Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day. Bye now.